Of course, the school year starts a brand new, coming up all our districts, or most of them anyway, across the state this Friday. And this year, every district in Iowa will have one major change on the public school side as far as area education agencies and how they're funded and operated.
Yeah, the new law overhauling that 50-year-old system went into effect this summer. There are 9 AEAs in Iowa, which help school districts with a variety of services, including special education. KWWL's Emily Moss is at Central Rivers with more about what's changed.
This school year will look different for districts in the state, with the new area education law now in effect, changing the 50-year program from required to optional. Given just a few months to implement the changes, Central Rivers AEA Chief Administrator Stan Reinigen says they've tried to do everything they can to make this process as smooth as possible.
To be clear, we likely will have some holes.
Central Rivers AEA is preparing for the start of the new school year, months after an overhaul of the system was passed and signed by the governor.
It's probably a 1 or 2 year transition period that we've crammed into a 3 or 4 month summer. So it's been stressful, but our staff's done a great job of preparing to have the school year start.
Over the course of the next couple of years, starting this year, less and less funding will be required from districts to put towards AEA services. Beginning this year, media and general services have already transitioned to a pay-by-service model, and next year, special education will follow.
We've focused on service for 50 years. A student needs something, a staff member needs something, a school needs something. We always start with yes. How do we meet that need? And under the new reality, with the service for a fee, which the legislature changed, we have to be able to say, yes, we can do it. It's going to cost this amount of money. Do you have that in your budget?
Reinigen expects the smaller districts will be impacted the most, with less money coming in and less money to put out.
It's hard, right? Because we want to be all things to all kids, which is what we've historically been. And now where districts have certain pools of money that they can draw upon, some districts can afford things more readily than other districts.
The process overall will be slower for staff in need.
Before, we would get an asked question on a Tuesday and we might be there Wednesday morning. Now each district will have a process they have to follow. Somebody has to approve that expenditure. The superintendent, the principal, the curriculum director, whoever that district has identified as the decision maker. So that will certainly slow things down.
But no matter what, Reinigen is certain the quality of services will remain intact.
Our staff really leans into, it's a little dated maybe, but their why. And their why is to make sure all kids in Iowa have great access to educational opportunities. So, we just focus on that piece and we let that carry it forward.
With the passage of the new law, a task force is set to be created to review how changes are going so far and if any amendments need to be made in the next legislative session. They're supposed to present those findings in December. However, Reinigen tells me that they have not been created just yet. In Cedar Falls, Emily Moss, News 7, KWWL.
Yeah, Emily, thanks a lot. Of course, Stan comes over. He was the former superintendent in Dubuque, and Joel Pedersen, the former AEA chief here locally. He's moved on to North Iowa Community College up in Mason City. Of course, we've covered this extensively, first introduced in the legislative session early on.
Yeah, you can find all of that coverage right now on our website, kwwl.com.